Hey guys, it's Alicia. Today I'm going to be making up what I'm going to be calling pumpkin spice oatmeal breakfast bars. Now I would describe these as kind of a combination between a baked oatmeal and a pumpkin spice muffin or cake. They've got some elements from each of those just kind of combined together, but these are great for a quick breakfast. They're definitely something you can take on the go. They also make just a great snack. So let me go over what you're going to need to make this. First off, I'm going to be using 2.5 cups oats. Now these are the quick 1 minute. You could definitely use rolled if you wanted to. You're going to be using some of these just as is, and then about a cup of them I'm going to be grinding into oat flour. Next up, you're going to be needing some almond milk. I'm using this unsweetened vanilla, and I'm going to be using a cup of that. I'm going to be using about a 1/3 cup of these dried cranberries. These are the 50% less sugar. You could use raisins, chocolate chips, whatever you want, but I'm just going to be using cranberries to put in this today. For sweetener, I'm going to be using some of this Lakanto Golden, about a 1/4 cup. I'm going to be using a tablespoon coconut oil. And then here I've got some no sugar added applesauce. I'm going to be using this cup, which is 3.9 ounces or just under a 1/2 cup. A 1/2 cup would be 4 ounces. Here I've got 3 tablespoons of pumpkin seeds. And then I'm going to be using a 1/2 cup pure pumpkin, not the pumpkin pie filling, just pure pumpkin. I'm going to be using just about a 1/4 teaspoon salt, a 1/2 teaspoon baking powder, and a 1/4 teaspoon baking soda. Got some pumpkin spice here. I'm going to be using 1.5 teaspoons of that, a teaspoon vanilla extract, and 2 large eggs. And that is everything. So let me get this started. And I almost forgot, you're going to need some cooking spray too for your pan. So I'm going to start with my oats. I'm going to take a cup of these and I'm going to add them to my NutriBullet here. And then I'm going to blend those up in the NutriBullet until I have oat flour. So I'm going to just go blend this up. If you don't have something like this, you could do this in a food processor, blender, whatever it is that you have. I've got my oats grounded up into flour, so now I'm going to add those to a medium bowl along with the other 1.5 cups of oats. And I'm going to add in my 1/2 teaspoon baking powder, 1/4 teaspoon baking soda, and 1.5 teaspoons pumpkin pie spice. And then I'm going to just get that all stirred together really well. Okay, now I'm going to set that aside. I'm going to take a tablespoon of this coconut oil and I'm going to microwave it for about 10 to 20 seconds or so to get that melted. I've got that coconut oil melted, so I'm going to set that aside. Grab myself a large bowl here. And I'm going to add in a cup of that almond milk, 1/4 cup of that Lakanto brown, my unsweetened applesauce, teaspoon vanilla, 2 large eggs that I've lightly beaten, 1/2 cup pumpkin puree, and then finally my coconut oil. And I'm going to just whisk all of this together really well. I've got that all mixed together. Now I'm going to add my dry ingredients in and just stir those in until they're combined. All right, now I'm going to take my dried cranberries, which was a 1/3 cup. I'm going to add those in and fold those in. And again, raisins or chocolate chips would be really good in this too. Just whatever you have on hand, whatever you want to put in there. All right, now I'm going to take my 9x9 dish here. I'm going to spray it with cooking spray. And I'm going to pour my batter in. I'm going to smooth that out in there. And then I'm going to top with my pumpkin seeds. And walnuts or pecans are a nice thing to pair with this too, or top on these. Okay, now this is ready to go in my preheated oven at 350 for, I'm gonna start at 30 minutes. It's anywhere between 30 and 40. Kind of just depends on your oven, but I'm gonna check mine at 30 and I will be back once these are done. I let this bake for just about 35 minutes. It is looking and smelling good and done. The center is set, and I don't know if you can tell at all, but the edges are just ever so slightly starting to pull away from the pan. So definitely done. So now I'm gonna let this cool probably completely, and then I will cut into it, show you what a serving size is and what the points are. I've got these cut up, and if you want a plate here, I cut them into 9 bars. And for me, they are 3 points a piece. For my husband, they're only 2 because oatmeal is one of his 0-point foods. Say hi, Rocky. Rocky, say hi. Anyway, got my hubby here and Rocky, who I'm sure would like to taste test himself, but you're not going to, buddy. No, you're not.
Oh, don't you?
He's not even paying attention to me.
What? Do you need to go outside?
You gotta wait till we taste test, and then you can go outside. All right, give that a taste. Not you. It's nice and moist. Like I said, these are really kind of like a combo of oatmeal, baked oatmeal, I should say, and cake or a muffin, I think. It's the best way to describe the texture. Probably taste too, honestly.
Yeah, like a really moist muffin. Mm-hmm. I'd say closer to the baked oatmeal you did
Recently.
Yeah, really good flavor. I mean, I think it's just perfectly sweetened for my palate. Mm-hmm. I don't know what else to say. I like the combination of things. I mean, it makes you, it's hearty, right? I think
Hearty.
that's the word we've used in the past.
Maybe rustic. Does that apply to these?
Well, that would apply to, I mean, hearty's like a hearty meal, you know, so dense, packed full of things. Rustic though, because you think of
Like the seeds and stuff on there?
maybe like a Pioneers having something like this.
I just love anything oatmeal.
So does Rocky.
So does Rocky. You're not getting any though, buddy. Sorry. Sorry. I don't think cranberries are for dogs, but
All right.
maybe they are. All right. So 3 points, like I said.
Totally worth every point.
Well, it's only 2 for you, so even more so.
I mean, I'd want one of those if it was 6 points.
Would you? Okay, cool. All right, guys. That was pumpkin spice oatmeal breakfast bars. Hope you enjoyed. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.